Donald Trump is not taking over Washington, D.C. Don't fall for that BS. Listen, understand what's happening. If he can grab the narrative, again, just like with Epstein, if he can grab the narrative, he can make you look at something else. And it's bigger than Epstein. It's ignore what the Supreme Court is doing to disenfranchise black people's and brown people's vote. Ignore what's happening with the fight against the big, beautiful BS bill to take people's benefits. Ignore what is happening with the gerrymandering that's happening with the Texans who are running, and we're sending the FBI illegally after them. If we can get you to ignore that by telling you we're putting portraits of past presidents in a stairwell and possibly pissing on them or doing whatever, or if we could tell you somehow that we're going to invade DC and we know that gets traction, he's going to try to kidnap the narrative of Epstein, try to kidnap the narrative of the big, beautiful BS bill fight, try to kidnap the narrative of disenfranchising black and brown people's votes, try to kidnap the narrative of gerrymandering that's happening, the gerrymander wars, and how Texas is fighting back as Democrats. If he can basically take that over like he did with, I think I'm going to bomb Iran, I will bomb Iran, I have bombed Iran over the January 6th, the June 14th, excuse me, No Kings, events that happened with 10 million people. He took that over by telling them about bombing Iran and actually did it. He's doing the same thing with this D.C. I'm going to take over D.C. Here's what he's going to do in D.C. He's going to send troops in D.C. Yes. He's going to send ICE in D.C. Yes. He's going to send whoever he can send in D.C. that'll get enough press to get you to ignore the gerrymandering wars that are happening from Texas across the nation, as well as what's happening with the Supreme Court looking at the redistricting map, legal finding that they had under Louisiana. And he's trying to get you to ignore the fight against the big, beautiful bill and most certainly the Epstein files. He'll get you. Don't fall for it. Yes, he's going to send people into D.C., but he ain't taking over D.C. He can't take over crap. He can't even run the country. You think he's going to go ahead and take over D.C.? He isn't. That's why Bowery, the mayor, has been careful not to get into a war of language with this guy. It's not that she's afraid. It's that in the same way that Mayor Bass out of L.A. has been careful with their language to get involved with this. Because he's not going to take over D.C. He cannot run or govern a country, let alone a city. He can't do it. And what has proven this? Last 40 years. Last 40 years has shown that he can't run buildings, casinos, water, or planes. Let alone the country in the first term where thousands of people died. They voted for that man for racism and they stole the you-know-what. Got a report on the back end I just released in the Clarity Group talking about it. Facts. Facts. I'm trying to tell you right now. Get my Clarity Group in the description and in the homepage of this channel. And binge watch my last 10, 20 videos. Watch them. You'll see what I'm saying here. It's the truth. It's breaking down the truth. What I'm trying to get all of you to grasp in on and understand is that this man, if he can get you thinking about D.C., he'll get you off of Epstein. He'll get you off of gerrymandering. He'll get you off of all the important things that are going on. If he can tell you I'm putting paintings of past presidents in the stairwell. Don't you think that's interesting how everything gets leaked out? No, they're doing that on purpose. They're with us. And we have to begin to understand the reality of that. I also want you to grasp the bigger narrative of this. Understand what's happening. Understand what's taking place. Understand what we see. It's so important to understand this. Because if you grasp what is happening, if you know what I know, which is this man has narrative warfare. I teach this every Tuesday in the Clarity Group. And we've had some master moves he's done in the last several days. Let me throw out, I'm going to have 2028 hats. Let me show you that to the press. And I'm selling them and giving them away in the White House. Or, oh, look, I'm going to have a stairwell where they have former presidents' pictures. Yeah. Let me throw out, I'm going to invade DC and take it over and take our country back and make DC great again. And the creators on the left, the media, everybody is falling for this and not staying on the point of Epstein. That's a loss for us when we pay attention to this foolishness instead of realizing he ain't gonna take over Jack. It's just not happening. He's taking over Jack shit. Here's the thing I want you to understand. Look at what happened with LA. They had to pull the military out. They had to pull people back. People every night are harassing the ICE people, whether they're in their hotels or at the federal units. They are harassing the crap out of them. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that there's a game going on, and you need to understand the game. Do not fall for the DC trick. He ain't invading DC. He's going to put troops there because he knows if he puts troops there, tons of media will take over. And they'll forget about Epstein, at least for now. Tons of people will be shocked and outraged. Stop being shocked and outraged. You know the wealthiest thing Donald Trump has right now? The wealthiest thing is not his money. It's not his meme coins or property or any of that stuff. The wealthiest thing he has is the free space he rents. The free space he rents in your head for free of the 100 million plus people who can't stand him. It's a method used by Howard Stern that made him hundreds of millions of dollars. Rush Limbaugh was the OG of that. People who I knew who couldn't stand Rush would be coming back with stuff he said. And I'm like, well, why are you listening to this person? I don't want to, I remember one of my rest in peace, Bob Proctor, one of my mentors from The Secret. You know him. Some of you heard his name, author, incredible guy. I was literally standing there 15 years ago in 2010 in Scottsdale when somebody asked him, how do you deal with being around difficult people? He says, I don't know, because I'm not around difficult people, because I'm not around who I don't want to be around. The minute I realize that you continually do this and you know that you're doing this to me, I don't need to be around you. That's the way I think, and that's the way you should think. When they are putting that negative out there, you need to start looking carefully at the people online who are saying this. That's why I keep talking about left alarmists and other people. It's like, whoa, you mean tell me why are you investing into people who are bringing up this bullshit? Real talk. And I want you to all understand the bigger picture here. There is a bigger picture to this, which is we're going to make it through this and we're going to do fantastic, but you got to begin to understand the narrative of what he does. If he can get some traction on this DC he's going to do it. He's going to move it. He's going to do it. He's going to go with it. And then all of the left alarmists who claim to be on our side are going to run out and say, yeah, he's doing that. He's doing it. It's the end of the world as we know it. Bitch, please pull it together. Stop falling for this shit. He's going to send troops in. It's going to look stupid, silly, and gimmicky, just like when he sent those troops down the middle of MacArthur Park in LA and everybody jumped all over his ass and they looked gimmicky. Or all of these billions of dollars he spent on planes when he kind of got simpler operational planes to have those people carted in chains, kneeled down to go to El Salvador or wherever. And they got the pictures and it was, they're playing games. Don't let the DC shit. He's going to take over DC. No, he's not. You're going to send troops there. It's going to look stupid. He's going to get it. And by the way, record low crime in D.C. right now. It's just that Big Balls, the former Doge staffer, got attacked. But here's the thing. The Doge staffer got caught up and got carjacked or attempted carjacked. And now he wants to send people into D.C. But he don't want to do it because a Doge guy, or ex-Doge guy, he wants to send them in there because he knows that sending troops in will be part of the narrative. And I believe Mayor Bowery understands that. She understands that. She understands that. And don't want to incite that, not out of fear, but because giving him power is what you don't want to do. Hang tight. Yeah, there'll be troops in DC. But don't let that be the narrative. Let the narrative be, whoa, what's happening with the Epstein files? Whoa, what's happening with that gerrymandering? Whoa, what's the Supreme Court doing? Whoa, where's the fight that's going to, sue against the big, beautiful BS bill that everybody's been doing? Stick and stay focused. That's why I have a clarity group. I take you from chaos to clarity. Click the link in my description, join my group, and definitely binge watch my content here. The last 10 videos, 10, 15 videos, and go to my playlist and you will see. But I can't say everything here on social media. That's why I created a private group. Let's go.